Hello everyone and welcome back to 3Style Tips and Tricks. In this episode, I'm going to be going over how to do finger tricks on the M-slice. So the first finger trick case that I want to talk about is actually just for finger tricking in M2. And there are two main ways people finger trick M2. They either do pinky ring or ring middle. So pinky ring or ring middle. And these are good. They're good for general cases, like for example, the U-perms. Here, you can do the double flick with pinky ring or ring middle, as you would normally do, and it's a pretty fast way to solve the case. However, doing these double flicks is not always the best way, and there's an alternative finger trick that I really like, and that finger trick looks like this. Instead of doing pinky ring or ring middle, what you do is an R prime, and as you're doing the R prime, you bring your middle finger onto the UB sticker or your ring finger onto the UB sticker, and then you do an R wide and an M prime at the same time to do an M2. So like this. R prime, bring your ring or middle onto the UB sticker, and then R wide and M prime at the same time. And when done fast, like this, it's pretty quick. Now, you may be wondering why you'd want to use the alternative finger trick I've laid out, and it basically just depends on the alg that you're using for a specific case. So, as I mentioned, in the U-perm cases, using the normal pinky ring or ring middle double flick is just fine, but in a lot of cases, doing the R prime, R wide, M prime, like so, is actually going to be faster, and I'll demonstrate that in an example case here. So this case here is UF to DB to FR, and while you can do the normal insertion, double flick, undo insertion, double flick, you have to regrip between that if you want to do the double flicks with your right hand. So the way I finger trick this case is like this. I do the insertion, and then instead of doing an M2, I do R wide 2, R2, undo the insertion, and now that my hands are back in neutral grip, I do the R prime, M prime, R wide, M2, as I just demonstrated. And a finger trick like this may seem really awkward at first, but when performed in a solve or to time the alg as fast as possible, it's actually very, very quick. So the next finger trick I'm going to be demonstrating is for doing an M move, and in this case, we have the case BU FR for the UF buffer, and if you would just do the finger tricks normally with something like a ring or pinky move, it would look like this, and then you'd have to regrip to do the pinky move, and then like that, and you're ending in this kind of weird grip where you're having to alternate for doing the insertion and the interchange of the M. So the finger trick I like for this alg is like so. You do the insertion, and now that your right hand is kind of up in this weird position, instead of doing an M normally, you do an R wide prime, R, undo the insertion, and then you can do the M prime as you usually would. And one more time. And once again, this looks a bit awkward when doing it slow, and it looks a bit like the way an amateur would try to finger trick an M move because they can't do the ring or pinky flick yet. But once again, when done in a solve, it's very, very quick. Alright, so the last finger trick I want to talk about is actually doing an M with your middle finger and with a push down. So this is a very odd one. It's only applicable in a couple cases, but I think it's really interesting. So the case I have here is DF to LU to LB, and the way this finger trick looks is like this. And once again. So what you're doing here is you do your insertion, and then after the L, your hand is a bit misplaced from where it normally is, so you can do the U with your wrist like normal, and then use your middle finger here to push the M slice down, like that. Once again, it looks a little awkward at first, but done in a solve, it's extremely quick. So that's all I have in terms of example finger tricks. The main takeaway I want you guys to get from this video is basically that there's a lot of ways to finger trick every case, but specifically for cases with M moves, M prime, M2, all of those types of moves in them, be sure to experiment with several different ways of finger tricking, because the finger tricks can kind of make or break the alg. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.